Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we are currently ready to deploy. So let's actually see what we have available here. Not a whole lot. I mean, we don't necessarily want to do anything too difficult with our current mechs that we have available, but that said, probably we want to do something along the lines of this one. It's a destroy base mission with good max salvage. We don't really care about who we're aligning with here. We'll just get a double priority salvage, get everything loaded up, this all looks good, and off we go. Fantastic. So with that underway, the question now becomes, just what are we going to be up against here? And that is definitely quite the question. It could be almost anything in a base destruction. It's only going to be one skull in difficulty, so we're probably not going to run into quad rail turrets. That would be very problematic if we did, and I would bail on that. Absolutely. I would 1,000,000% bail on that. But I don't think that's going to be what we're going to run into here. We need to destroy structures in the smuggling base and escape. We've seen a rise in the quantity of unregistered small arms on Conroe. A heavily armed population makes Cretan operations, not opulations. That's an entirely different, not quite word. We've tracked the weapons back to a hidden smuggling base operated by pirate forces. That base needs to be destroyed, likely to be turrets. Bonus if we wipe out the garrison as well. That will probably happen. Fantastic. Do we have any allies? No. Okay. So that's good to know, and it looks to me like our approach is... What do you suppose the odds are we can get up this embankment? I think it's pretty low. I honestly feel like we'd be better off approaching from this side. So maybe we deploy along this road? Like that.
After this mission, let's make snowmen.
Okay, so we definitely see a standard command bunker here that we'd like to take out from range, if at all possible. We see... If we can actually see here. We don't know what this turret is. There's likely a turret here out of our sensor range, and a light turret here, and that's just a standard command bunker. Okay, so at this point, our mongoose is going to move in to here. We'll be in cover, have 2 evasive pips, which isn't the greatest number of evasive pips. We're actually still not seeing a turret there, but it's round 1. We probably shouldn't have moved, now that I think about it. This mongoose is going to be a big target.
I copy.
Okay. Well, that was unsuccessful. We're not shocked by this. I'm going to reserve. Okay. Some sort of a ballistic weapon out over here.
Holding action, Commander.
Another vehicle. That's 2 vehicles. At least. 3 vehicles at least. Yeah, that's a lot of Inferno rounds. We don't really care about that.
Is that all you've got? Standing by.
Okay. A chaff cloud, a barrage that I believe hit the ground there. That barrage is going to make things difficult. Not impossible, but difficult. So we're going to cruise our way up through here. There are sensor mines here that we'd prefer to not trip. We're going to move up to here.
Affirmative.
And yes, we are going to be jammed. That is always a guarantee at this point. Let's go ahead and fire our SRMs at this command bunker. We hit none of them there. Okay, and we do now know that there's AMS. That's a whole lot of Inferno rounds. Good thing that there's a river here and that this is an Arctic biome. Yep. Our Centurion is going to sprint forward here so that we can know for a fact that we're going to clear this barrage radius next round.
Got it. No shooting.
And we're going to fire on... I mean, realistically, we're going to fire on this standard command bunker, right? That's a lot of AMS. Okay. So overall, not the absolute worst here. The stealth is going to move up to here.
Got it. Max speed, no
And
shooting.
we're going to fire on that standard command bunker. Does it still have AMS? It does. It's got both laser and missile AMS. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
So at this point, our mongoose is going to sprint its way up to here.
Double time. Let's
And
go.
that gets us some sensors out over this way. We see a wheeled APC, an Azula main battle tank. That's a Calliope up there. We see a Bulldog and a light mortar carrier. Okay. So let's go ahead and fire on this command bunker. Yeah, we're likely to get an overheat here. I think we'll not fire our SRM-2 streak as well. What are our actual... This is a guaranteed shutdown? Interesting. Just moving here is an overheat alert because of all of those infernal rounds they threw at us. Okay. So we'll just chill. That's fine. Okay. So they're closing in with their vehicles, but not firing. I like it. The stealth is going to move into here. And we're going to fire on that command bunker.
Take this.
We're not shocked by the AMS. Wheeled APC moving. Okay, more Infernos going in over there.
Minor damage, Commander. Yeah?
We're going to step forward with our Centurion so that we get out of the barrage circle
Roger.
and into the water. And... I mean, we are going to fire on this turret. It's going to shoot down our SRMs most likely, but we'll give it a go. It did indeed. It's got some crazy AMS going. Okay, sensor scramble, chaff cloud. Expected.
You got nothing. You hear me?
Okay, our javelin moves up to here. Only 2 evasive pips, but that's okay. Fire those SRMs. That's some damage. We're not shocked they're shooting at the javelin here. That is fully expected. Both of those lasers hitting hurts a little bit, but it's not shocking. There goes that barrage. We'll take no damage. Perfection.
Aye, aye.
The mongoose is going to dip down into the water here. Yes, it's flames on the way, but we're going to dip into the water to attempt to overwhelm that a little bit. This is an overheat alert. I'd love to do this. What are our chances here? That's a high chance of failure here. Okay, so we're just going to fire the single medium laser. Actually, we're just going to brace this. We've got too much heat on this mongoose right now.
Waiting for orders.
So the javelin is going to close in over here.
On the move.
And we are going to fire on the standard command bunker and hope to get some past that AMS. Man, that's a ridiculous AMS.
Missed.
Yeah, don't say.
What can I do for you?
The stealth is going to move up over here, and then over here, and then over here for the second evasive pip. And we'll position like this. We're avoiding the fire. And we're in cover, and we're going to fire on this standard command bunker. This does give us an overheat, and I think we're going to not fire the small heavy laser here to hopefully prevent the shutdown. That was some solid damage there, and we did not get a shutdown.
Fry an egg in
Perfect. We're going to close in with the Centurion. And the Centurion is going to continue to fire on the standard command bunker. Our Ultra AC-5 is sadly still jammed.
Okay, I'm on it.
10 damage in there, Ultra AC-5 unjammed.
I've been sensor locked.
Okay, a sensor lock on the Centurion is completely fine by us. Okay, it's going to be a reasonable hit on the Centurion there.
Do they think they can hurt me?
Managed to sensor scramble itself there, I think. Okay, and this guy's continuing to go for the javelin. We are going to want to take out that turret
Full damage
quite
on that
quickly.
hit.
Little bit of damage into the mongoose, but we're not going to get additional infernals, so that is fantastic. At this point, I'm thinking that the mongoose is going to close in. I want to keep the mongoose in water, but I want to get a second evasive pip. This'll do.
Position confirmed.
We'll position the mongoose here. We're in water to sink the heat. And we can fire everything here. And we still sink heat. Gorgeous.
Copy that.
That was not great in terms of our hits, given our odds. Okay. So the stealth, I'm actually just going to leave that completely be. This is apparently giving us an overheat alert here, but I don't think this is actually an overheat. We roll bad on our sensors? Yes, we did. Okay. Well, we'll give it a go.
Firing everything I've got.
That's a structure exposure. Good.
When I shoot you, you'll take it and like it. Orders?
Now, the javelin is going to pop out over here. This is going to be a little out of range of the SRMs. And I'm aware of this, but we're still going to fire this and fish for some crits here. That was a really solid hit. I really wish this command bunker was dead. I really wish that command bunker was dead. Vehicles are moving around out there. That's not very relevant, realistically. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. The Centurion is going to close into here. Actually meant to bring that one further forward. We're going to fire the Ultra AC-5 in X1 mode here so that we don't jam it. This should be enough to kill this. Fantastic.
One less turn.
So there's our command bunker down. Unfortunately, this guy's going to get another round to fire. That mongoose is starting to take some damage. Yep. About as expected there.
Armor blow through.
Okay, we need to check to see what's in that arm. Or actually, that's a torso. That's worse. This does have an XL engine in it, so we're going to need to protect the left side of this mongoose. We're going to move up to here, and we're going to position with the right side towards the turret.
On my way.
And we're going to fire on that light laser turret.
Targeting for now.
Good damage there. It could have been better damage, but it was good enough damage. We're going to close in with this javelin, and we're going to hit that light laser turret again. Up to 80 damage in there. The stealth is going to move in here. We're just trying to break LOS with everybody up here. Solid. Very solid.
That's a kill.
2 turrets down. 2 to go. And they've got 4 vehicles up there that are mostly not firing. Okay.
I'm showing minor damage. Damage.
The Centurion is at this point going to... They got a crit on the mongoose. What did they crit? Don't see anything just yet, but they probably did get a crit on it. That sounds right. I would like to take the Centurion up somewhere where it can fire on some of these guys. In fact, I think I'd like to engage up over this direction. So let's do that. Let's bring the Centurion up here. They're firing on the Javelin. That's okay. We do have a 20% damage reduction for now.
What can I
Okay.
do for you?
The Stealth, I also think I want to take up this direction. This is not the safest location for the Stealth to be. It's going to get fired on a lot here, so we're going to Vigilance it. And we'll fire on this Calliope, since that's the only thing that we can actually shoot at.
All weapons? Go.
Not great shots there,
What do you need?
in all honesty. So the Mongoose is going to move up here, continue to protect its left side,
Acknowledged.
and we're going to fire on this medium reinforced building.
Firing on target. Enemy structure incoming.
Fantastic, that's 1 of 3.
Standing by.
Our Javelin is going to head up over this direction. This is unfortunately not in cover. I was really hoping that this would be in cover. We can position it here instead, and that's what I'm going to do. It's not going to be the greatest for our SRM hit odds, but... Okay, 20 damage into the Calliope. We'll take it. So the Bulldog closes in. We get sensor locked on the Stealth. And this is why we Vigilanced it. Interesting that they were able to move, sensor lock, and fire in that round.
Yeah?
Okay, the Centurion is going to move up to here.
Confirmed.
And we just managed to squeak in an LOS on this Bulldog. And yeah, I'm only going to fire the Ultra AC-5 in X1 mode here.
Roger.
Okay, a little bit of damage into the front arc of that bulldog. That's a lot of hits on that stealth. Luckily, we are vigilanced. They went for the javelin and missed. I like it. Mortar carrier also going for the stealth. Barely doing anything. That's fine.
Nice try.
That was a lot of hits on that javelin
Critical.
from the Calliope. So we lost this arm, but there's nothing in that arm. We don't necessarily care about that. So, the mongoose. We want to protect the left side here. If we were to move up here, we could attack this light rocket turret, which I believe is out of ammo. Basically out of ammo. Light him up.
All weapons.
Good hit.
My heat sinks can't bend
Okay,
fast
the
enough.
stealth is going to
Taking damage.
move up over this way to engage. And I am specifically leaving an opening over here for them to move in. I'm going to vigilance the stealth while in cover with 3 evasive pips. We are going to go for this Calliope here. We missed both of the heavy lasers, which makes me very sad indeed. The Javelin's role here is going to be to head out over this way. We'd like to protect the right side here. And that's pretty much what's happening. I would like more evasive than this, but I guess it'll do. And fire on that light mortar carrier. Not ideal. The Azula moves in as expected. It's taking the bait. Good. That was what we were looking for there.
What do you need?
Was for the Azula to be the one to move in. And I want to position our Centurion around here. Now, we're not going to spring the trap on this Azula just yet. I want to fire on this Calliope, and we're going to fire in X2 mode in hopes that we actually take down this Calliope here. It would be very unfortunate if it managed to fire again. And we managed to miss both of those AC5 shots. That's unlucky. They managed to do more damage to their own Azula there than to our Centurion.
Send me a real mech warrior.
Build APC moves down, also goes for the Centurion.
all you got?
Fascinating, fascinating.
Ah, damn it! I took one in the meat.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, sounds good to me.
Good to
So
go.
at this point, the Javelin is honestly going to come down here and attack this wheeled APC in the rear arc. Our hit odds aren't the best, but light him up if you can. 30 damage with the melee. That was good rear arc damage there. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough.
For orders.
The stealth is now going to... How do I want to position here? I want to position the stealth up over this side. Like this.
Got it.
Finish that Calliope. Man, we missed those lasers again.
Critical hit, Commander.
We're getting unfortunate luck there, for sure. We're going to move down over here with the Mongoose. And we're hoping to finish this light rocket turret here, but it is out of ammunition, so that's wonderful. Okay. The light rocket turret is no threat.
Inflicted some heavy damage. This heat is cooking my internal structure.
Okay, the Azula is moving reasonably. Unfortunately, we don't move the Centurion until phase 7 here. I was anticipating that we would move the Centurion a little faster than this. But they went for the Javelin and missed instead of going for the Centurion, which I rather like. Ow. Really? A second head hit? That's unlucky. And then heat sink destruction, that's not a big deal.
Reporting critical hit.
This Calliope still being alive, though, that is kind of a big deal.
Work a little harder now.
That's actually a huge deal. Pilot incapacitation. Right. It's all because we got bad luck on this Calliope. We missed it with our heavy lasers on our stealth like 40 times in a row. Well, that happens.
Coordinates received.
Let's finish off this light rocket turret.
Give them everything we got.
There we go.
That turret is gone.
And also the fact that this was phase 7 definitely caught me off guard. I was planning, or I was rather definitely thinking that we would move before the vehicles moved in that situation. That was definitely what my assumption was. This is kind of a bad position right here. There's no doubt about it, especially with that miss. We're not getting the best rolls here. This guy, this Javelin, is in a lot of danger right now. And unfortunately, we're required at this point to finish off the Calliope with our stealth. We have no choice. This Calliope should have been dead 2 turns ago. But here we are. Now we hit it with the lasers. So there's no turrets left, and there's 3 vehicles left. They're going to go hard on this Javelin. That autocannon missing was a big deal. Sensor lock on the Mongoose. That was... Oh, right. That guy can do that. That's the thing.
Not much armor left in that location.
And the mortar carrier. Going for the Javi, as expected. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty much all what was 100% expected.
Yeah.
The Mongoose is going to make its way on up, and this is the best we can do, unfortunately. We can't engage these with the Mongoose just yet. We can fire on this large military building and sink a little heat.
Attacking from position.
But we did basically nothing to it there. Again, we're getting not the greatest of rolls, if I'm honest. We're going to move the Javelin over here. We want to protect the right side, which is actually quite unfortunate. I'm going to Vigilance the Javelin so that we are actually able to sprint it to a better angle here, so that we can have the right side be better protected, but I'm going to position us here, I think? No. I'm going to position us here.
Roger. Full speed.
Okay. So we're going to fire on whichever one of these has the weaker rear armor. That's 80 max and 100 max. So the Azula it is. Okay.
Commander?
The stealth is now going to come in. Are we going to go for the rear arc attack on the mortar carrier and try to bait them into attacking our rear arc on the stealth? I feel like our rear arc isn't enough to survive the Bulldog plus the Azula if we have bad luck on what rolls we get, which we have been having bad rolls. So I'm just going to sprint it down here, cover the rear arc of our Javelin. We're playing this one safe, and we're going to go for the Azula. All it has left at this point is its medium rifle. A few hits on that rear arc. The Bulldog moves out. Only does a little bit of damage to the Javelin. That's good. And the only reason that the Centurion died there actually was a pilot incapacitation. Well, that was a little good luck there, too. The mortar just didn't fire. Is it out of ammo? It is! The mortar's out of ammo. That's great. That means that the mortar is absolutely not a threat. We're going to position up here with the Javelin. This does put the left-hand side exposed. Yes, that's the side I want. Do it.
Roger that.
Please hit. Man. Okay.
Failed.
Well, we did a little bit of damage to the Azula there on the rear arc, heavy on the little. We want to protect the left-hand side of our Mongoose as well, so we want to expose the right to them. Let's actually position up here.
On the move.
And yeah, I know that the mortar isn't doing anything, so let's actually go for the Bulldog instead. Let's just fire the SRM-2 and sink heat.
Engaging target.
That... Okay. That didn't work. We're not shocked by this.
Good to go.
Okay, so the stealth is, at this point, going to want to come up here. And I think since the mortar is out of ammo, I think exposing our rear arc here for the Bulldog is okay unless it has ridiculous clustering.
Affirmative.
But repairing the Centurion shouldn't be too expensive. It's a structure exposure on the Azula.
Critical hit, Commander.
And a pilot ejection. Great. Okay, so the Bulldog is the only remaining threat.
My internals are taking a beating.
Okay. Looks good. Bulldog is facing this direction.
Good to go.
The Mongoose is going to come up here, and it's just going to go for the rear arc, full-on attack on the Bulldog. Light him up rear arc. I know he has a fair amount of armor back there, but give it a go. We hit the melee. That's a big deal. Not as big as it is if our target's a mech, of course. But that's still a pretty big deal. We can get into the rear arc with the stealth, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Light him up.
Commencing Alpha strike.
We missed with both heavy lasers again. We're getting real bad rolls with those. Now, the Javelin can't currently sprint. I believe if we Vigilance, we'll be able to, though. Yes. Can we get into the rear arc of the Bulldog? No, but we can position here.
On my way. Double time.
And our right side is the exposed side here, which is unfortunate. But we are Vigilanced with 3 evasive pips and in cover. And we'll light up the side arc of this Bulldog. We're hoping to trigger his ejection, but no such luck. That was a lot of damage into the internals on that Mongoose. Luckily, we're alive. Through some miracle. 2 HP there. Okay, so we gotta handle this. We're going to do what exactly with the Javelin here? I think we're just going to go for the side arc attack.
I copy. Targeting physical attack.
30 more damage in there. We're now out of SRMs.
I'm out of short-range missiles.
So that was total 38 damage. The Mongoose has to protect its left side here. Absolutely has to. So that means that we want to face this... Let me turn this around. That means that we want to face this like so. Do it. Light him up. There, he's dead. Okay. Well.
Vehicle down.
Now, as far as Panzer being quote-unquote dead, I believe Panzer is our company commander, so I don't think Panzer is capable of death. I'll have to double-check that, but I'm pretty sure Panzer is our company commander. So that's okay. We're not concerned about that one. And rear arc over here would be here. There we go. Kill that mortar carrier. That's unfortunate. But this mortar carrier is no threat to us. So that's completely fine. And the Centurion should be pretty easy to repair, all things considered. I mean, yeah, we're going to have to put on another side torso and sidearm. Did we lose the Ultra AC-5? We may have. We'll have to look at that. I'm not sure which torso it was. Okay, so there's the garrison done. But realistically, the Centurion shouldn't be too bad. So the Javelin is going to close in over this way-ish. Of course, we don't have any way to attack these buildings with the Javelin.
Waiting for
The stealth is going to come in over here.
Right, Commander.
And we're going to fire on this one.
Right, Commander.
Fantastic.
Write it down, Commander.
And the Mongoose is going to come in over here.
Move into position.
And fire on the large military building. We'll do what we can. We can't finish it off. But the stealth absolutely can.
Got it.
I'm actually shocked that the stealth didn't there, but okay. We'll finish it with the Mongoose.
Yes, Commander.
Well, that was definitely more painful than it needed to be, but that's the nature of some of these rolls. And ultimately, I'm pretty sure Panzer is not dead because Panzer is the company commander, which cannot die, unless that's a change that they made in RogueTech. But I believe that the company commander still can't die in RogueTech. And the Centurion only went down because of a pilot incapacitation because there were the 2 headshots in a row. So, yeah, there was that. As far as the actual damage to the Centurion, it was this torso. Which means that we lost a bunch of heat sinks and our SRM-6 and our Artemis 4. Okay, that's not too bad. Artemis 4 SRM ammo. Honestly, that's fine. And Panzer, yeah, is injured for a long time, but is alive. Excellent. Okay, what do we want out of this? Not vehicles, I can tell you that. Vehicles are, in my opinion, increasingly becoming bad. Eye rockets, huh? Eye rockets, indeed. I kind of want this large laser. Let's see what else we've got here. I am going to take the eye rockets. I'd love to see an SRM-6 here. A couple of decent-sized engine cores. 240, 225. Indirect FCS is not the greatest for right now, but it will be good later. I think we'll take that indirect FCS. And what else do we get? Chaff countermeasures, we'll keep those. Large laser, medium rifle, I think I'm going to get rid of the medium rifle. The mortar 4. I don't really like the mortars. SRM 2, I don't like. Angel ECM, we're definitely keeping. Bloodhound probe, same. FCS standard can get out of here. Generic structure, tracer LMG ammo, okay. And Artemis 4 LRM ammo, medium rifle ammo, and mortar ammo. Okay, there we go. So how much is this going to cost to repair? Well, the Centurion is going to be reasonably expensive. Not tremendously expensive. My concern right now is heat sinks. If we have to, we can always buy more standard heat sinks. There's an unlimited number of those. So we'll see what is actually required here. And yeah, Panzer's not going to be active for a while, but that's fine. Honestly, I would rather that Panzer take lethal damage than anyone else, because Panzer can't die. 277k. I would argue, I think this mission was still profitable. Of course, we're going to have to do a little bit more work to some of these mechs. That's okay. We'll just do something kind of like that. And it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll get the Centurion fixed up next episode. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.